Imagine standing only inches away from a door that hides armed criminals, unpredictable violence, and the very real chance that somebody on the other side is waiting with their finger on a trigger. Would you dare to take that first step into the unknown? The night is quiet, but inside the armored van of a U.S. Special Response Team, silence doesn't mean safety. It means preparation. Every heartbeat, every breath, every tightening of a vest strap reminds the operators that in a few minutes, they will be stepping into a world where hesitation could cost a life. This is the reality of America's elite tactical units as they confront violent drug networks across the country. Operations that are more ruthless, more unpredictable, and more heavily armed than ever before. When a raid begins, the team is not just kicking down a door. They are confronting an entire underground economy built on fear, addiction, and criminal empires that thrive in the shadows. The suspects inside these houses are often desperate, cornered, and willing to do anything to avoid capture. Some are armed with illegal rifles, modified handguns, body armor, and even improvised traps. Others surround themselves with guard dogs, barricaded rooms, reinforced steel doors, and security cameras that alert them long before police arrive. These are not petty criminals. These are people who live with the expectation that violence may be the only way to keep their operation alive. For the officers tasked with dismantling these networks, every raid is a carefully choreographed dance between speed, precision, and absolute discipline. They move as a single organism, one unit, one purpose. Before the breach, they whisper their final checks. Comms, optics, gloves, weapons, less lethal options. They know exactly who stands where, who enters first, who controls each corner of the room. They have studied the blueprint of the house, the history of the suspects, and the dangers hidden inside. But even with all that preparation, the unknown is always the biggest threat. The moment the battering ram strikes, chaos explodes. The loud crash of the door breaking sends shockwaves through the house. Inside, drug traffickers may scatter, dive for weapons, or run to hide contraband. Some attempt to flush narcotics, destroy evidence, or slip out a back door. Others, more dangerous, prepare to fight. Operators must react instantly, identify threats, secure suspects, and prevent any sudden movement that could hide a weapon. A wrong step in a narrow hallway or a cluttered living room can turn fatal. A suspect reaching into a drawer might be grabbing a stash of cash or a loaded firearm. Split-second decisions determine whether everyone goes home alive. Despite the danger, the mission is never just about bursting into a room. It is about restoring safety to communities that have been slowly poisoned by illegal drugs. These substances destroy families, bring violence to neighborhoods, and fuel other crimes. Shootings, robberies, trafficking, exploitation, every lab dismantled, every trafficker arrested, and every shipment seized represents a small victory in a much larger war. A war fought not for glory, but for ordinary people trying to live peacefully. Inside many of these drug houses, officers discover heartbreaking realities. Children living next to toxic chemicals, families trapped in environments surrounded by violence, rooms where weapons are stored next to narcotics, hidden compartments filled with cash earned through suffering. The chaos behind these doors affects more than just the suspects. It touches entire communities. That is why the special response teams often carry more than weapons. They carry responsibility, but the criminals they face are equally aware of what is at stake. Many drug traffickers have spent years building their operations. Losing a lab or stash house can mean losing millions of dollars. For some, prison is not an option they accept quietly. They fortify their homes, install surveillance systems, and create escape routes. They may have lookouts watching from nearby streets, ready to alert them. In some cities, drug networks use encrypted radios, scanner apps, or social media to track police movements. Every raid is a race against time and against a criminal world that is constantly evolving. When the operators finally secure the property, what remains is an unsettling mix of danger and relief. Weapons are recovered. Bags of narcotics are sealed as evidence. Suspects are handcuffed and removed from the scene. Officers sweep each room, knowing they have made a difference, not just in terms of arrests, but in terms of lives potentially saved from addiction, exploitation, or violence. The impact is real. When a major drug operation is dismantled, the ripple effect can be felt across an entire city. Streets become safer. Violent crime often drops. Families can breathe a little easier. Schools and community centers see fewer incidents involving traffickers. Neighborhoods once suffocated by fear begin to reclaim their streets. These victories are not always seen on the news, but they are deeply felt by the people who live there. Yet the job doesn't end with a single operation. Every arrest leads to new intelligence. Every search of a suspect's phone uncovers more names, more locations, more hidden networks. The cycle continues, and the special response teams prepare again, knowing that the next mission might be even more dangerous than the last. They are not superheroes. They are trained professionals who choose to face the risks that others cannot. They know the dangers. Gunfire erupting from behind a closed door, explosive traps hidden under floors, suspects hiding in cramped spaces with unpredictable intentions. They know that each raid carries the possibility of injury or worse. But they step forward anyway, because they understand that the cost of inaction is far greater. Behind every successful operation lies countless hours of surveillance, investigation, planning, and teamwork. Analysts track the movement of drugs and money. Detectives gather intelligence. Commanders coordinate with federal agencies. And when the moment comes, the tactical team becomes the final link, the force that transforms information into action. And for all the danger, they carry with them a quiet belief that their actions matter, that every door breached, every weapon seized, every trafficker stopped brings society one step closer to safety. Communities trust them, rely on them, and sleep more peacefully because of the work they do. As long as drug networks operate, these teams will continue stepping into the unknown, protecting those who cannot protect themselves, and confronting those who profit from destruction. Their missions are dangerous, their risks immense, but their impact immeasurable. Thank you for watching this video and for joining me inside the high-risk world of America's special response teams. If you enjoyed this documentary-style breakdown and want to see more real-world missions, high-risk raids, and tactical operations, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next upload. Your support helps this channel grow and allows us to continue bringing you powerful stories from behind the badge. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.